Okay, let's see here. We got 8 people on Zoom. See some people walking down there, but we'll start. All right, perfect. Thank you guys for coming in this amazing weather. Oops, I think I just lost everyone. No, can you plug it? Thank you. All right, did I lose you guys on Zoom? I don't think I did, but I shouldn't have. Can you hear me?
No.
Perfect.
Yeah, I can
Someone
hear
type
you.
in there that you can hear me. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm good. All right, good. I lost some stuff over here, but it's all working out now. It's all working now. Thank you guys for coming, especially in this amazing weather. I mean, I would assume a lot of people just stay sleeping. Uh, this is usually a full house, so this is kind of unusual for me. But for those of you who came here, thank you because you are going to enhance your skills a little bit more when it comes to selling properties and possibly even putting offers. There's Rafael. Also, America's Preferred Home Warranty, which I have been using now for a while.
Yes, almost. I'd say about a year now.
It's going to be a year now. It's the preferred home warranty for eXp Realty, not only for me, but for eXp Realty. And there are some incentives with using them. It has been a very good partnership so far. No complaints whatsoever. I've even did it for my dad's purchase. You all guys all know what happened to my dad's house after the hurricane, but but even for my dad's purchase, we purchased the home warranty. Rosalia knows about that. But it has been a great experience for those of you who have used them. So I won't say too much. So you can explain to them the benefits of using America's Preferred Home Warranty. For those of you going to the EXP convention, they'll be over there as well. So they are the go-to home warranty company for our clients and our agents. And so without further ado, take it away.
Thank you, Ariel. So once again, I want to thank everybody for showing up. I see some familiar faces, some new ones. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the generic warranty. And then I want to do a deep dive on what it does for y'all as an agent. Everybody kind of understands what it does for a homeowner. But we have recently enhanced our plan quite a bit to help agents out tremendously, right? So the first thing I always like to start with is, yes, we are going to be eXp branded. So everything we have is going to fit the eXp marketing, right? Whether you guys need sign writers, door hangers, table tents, whatever you need, we are literally all eXp branded. So we kind of go with everything you guys do. That's going to be one of our biggest things with eXp. And then I always like to talk about our bread and butter, what makes us who we are. And that is our contractor of choice. So we understood the stigma around home warranties. Even being out in the field, I ask all the time, what's your experience with home warranties? And a lot of times it all comes down to the contractor that was doing the work. It's not the coverage. It's the contractor, whether they showed up late, took them 2 weeks to fix an AC. So we combat that. We allow your homeowners to choose their own licensed contractor for any and all repair.
You guys hear that?
So you can choose, which is great, right? If you have
That's
an AC
huge.
problem and Uncle Joe is licensed to work on ACs, Uncle Joe can come out and we can pay him directly on the phone as well. So this way you're gonna not wait 2 weeks in the middle of summer when your AC goes out. If it goes out on a Friday, it can not only be repaired that Friday, but paid for by us that Friday as well. So it really empowers the homeowner, keeps them in the driver's seat for the entirety of that process, right? Which goes a long, long way. And also for homeowners, we are going to be 24/7, 365. So I know I've been in here a whole bunch, but I do want to let everybody know we have Latino warranties in the back as well, to where if you do have Spanish clients, it is going to be tailored towards that Latino market. And we're also going to be 24/7, 365 in Spanish as well. So we can translate to whomever. We can even do Mandarin. We can translate up to 48 different languages live for the homeowners. So 3 a.m. on Christmas, we can translate, we can help open a claim. And we can do everything whenever you guys need. So we're always one call away, which I think is a huge, huge piece. And then today, I really wanted to take time to talk about what it does for y'all as agents, right? So I know I passed around a little sign-in sheet that is going to give you guys access to this Real Pro account. This Real Pro account is going to make ordering the warranties tremendously easy. So all you do is click log into Real Pro. From there, it takes you directly to the site. And then from there, like I said, you can order the warranties, you can send the invoices, and most importantly, you can collect a little bit of money, right? I know people love quick and easy money. And we actually have a partnership with EXP to where if you guys give us a little bit of information, we can give you all $75 back, right? Which it's fully yours. So if you want to use that for marketing, maybe date nights coming up, right? You guys have full control of what to do with that $75.
So every policy that we submit for either a buyer or seller, as long as we put it through the system here, we get $75.
Yes, the 75 is going to be on the buyer side. The seller side is the way
that's right.
explain that relationship is the buyer is your hotel room, like for an overnight stay. The seller side is like the breakfast. So with the buyer side, we can give you guys a little bit more. But as well as the $75, we're going to keep you guys in front of your sphere of influence as much as possible. So I know that's really big at a lot of agencies I've been to and EXP ones as well. A lot of people are sending money to Zillow. They're sending money here to gain new leads and not really working the leads that they already have, right? So when you look at the warranty, you're going to see this circle, which is the American Identity Group. So not only do we give protection on appliances, but we're going to give protection for personal identity and title fraud as well for the whole household. And when the American Identity Group is on, it allows us to do more for y'all as an agent. So we're going to send out a 12-month email campaign. The bottom of that campaign is going to be your first name, your last name, your phone number, your email address. So we're taking care of a minimum of 12 touch points a year. Not to mention that if this policy is on a home and the AC goes out, the microwave goes out, whatever it may be, you're my first point of contact. I'll let you know 123 Main Street just got approved $2,000. For an AC, they got approved $1,000 for a refrigerator. So it gives you another great reason to get back in front of those homeowners and just kind of cultivate and work the leads that you already have. The next thing you know, somebody's looking to buy or sell. So that is going to be a really big key piece for us. And my favorite thing about this warranty is we have a plan that I like to call sign or sell. So I think it's always important to offer this to all of your clients, right? And especially right now with the new buyer broker agreement, there's no better time to start it because you can write it into the deal at the beginning, use it as a gift, and then title can then send the check after, which makes it extremely hands-off for y'all. But if you're offering this on every deal, you can gain protection and not even have it on the deal, right? So if everybody opens up just to the front page, you are going to see a little waiver down on the bottom of page 2, right? And so now when this comes in is say you guys are having a meeting and you offer the home warranty. And for whatever reason, Joe and his wife don't want it on the house. Maybe they've had a bad experience. They don't see the value, whatever it may be. As long as you offer it, you get them to sign this waiver on the bottom. You guys are going to get a minimum of 75% coverage on E&O up to $5,000, right? So that's $1,750 you can utilize if ever needed with errors and omissions. And that's just for offering the warranty. Not to mention, my favorite part about that is, 6 months in, when something goes wrong, they can never call and say you did not either offer a solution, or if they call you like, hey, you owe me a refrigerator. Hey, I offered you a plan. You're dotting your I's, crossing your T's, and ensuring that nothing's going to bite you when something happens, right? I always say it's a matter of if, not when, just because 6 out of 10 homes experience a major breakdown within those first 6 months, right? The home just has to get used to you. I know I just moved into a home in January, and on day 2, we had no septic, we had no water, we had electrical problems, and that was day 2 of living in the house, right? And everything went through inspection, it got passed. So if I had this, we would have been able to get everything fixed that day and paid out as well. But last thing I'm going to mention is that no matter if you're on the buyer side, the seller side, we have a very easy 3-step process with our home warranty in order to utilize it. So step 1, everybody's going to call our 800 number, whether you're the seller, you're the buyer, and you're going to open a claim. Give us an idea of what we're going to work on. Step 2, you reach out to the contractor of your choice. If your homeowners don't have a contractor, I can find some within a 5 to 10 mile radius of the home if you reach out to me. And then once they're out, the most important step is to call us back while they're there. We can speak directly to that contractor. We'll create an estimate of what we think we're going to pay out compared to the invoice, and we can send that contractor money before they leave the home. And we can have them even do the work same day, which goes a long, long way. And then just really quick, I want to talk about kind of my role for y'all as an agent. So I'm here just for y'all, right? So if you guys have any problems at all, you give me a call and we can work on it from a situation basis. And what I mean by that is for some reason, if anything deviates from the plan, if your homeowner gets denied on a claim, that is not the end of the world. Just give me a call. I know I've worked with some of the agents here on a situation basis like that, and we've been able to change that narrative, right? We know if the agents are offering our warranty, it does reflect on y'all as well. And in the first year, we understand we're going to pay out. So as long as you keep me in the loop, I promise I can do whatever's in my power to go ahead and change that narrative. So far, I've been with the company a year and a half, and I'm batting 1,000% doing so. So I've never been denied. So as long as you guys communicate with me, keep me in the loop, I'll do whatever I possibly can for y'all. We'll make sure not only the homeowner is satisfied, but you guys are as well, being that, you know, you had it on your deal and you trusted us enough to use us, right? So that is a big thing with us. I know I passed out my business cards to anybody. I'm available for y'all Monday to Sunday. I know agents are working 24/7. Only time I might not answer, Saturday morning if I'm golfing and looking for my ball in the woods. That's the only time I might not answer. But otherwise, you know, I'll give you a call back within the hour, and we'll knock whatever it is out that day for you guys. So once again, I want to thank you. And we are going to be hanging around the office. We're going to be sitting outside for a minute. So if y'all want to learn more, come up to us after. I would love to learn more about your business, kind of how you run things as well, and kind of tailor a plan towards it. So I want to thank you guys, and I look forward to working with you here in the future.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I gotta tell you guys, the fact that I bought my dad for his purchase, home warranty should speak a lot, because I think that's a lot more important than getting a gift basket. Just be honest, you know. I'll give you a couple of things that I've always liked about America's Preferred Home Warranty. Number one, they also cover roof leak repairs. No other home warranty out there is doing that. They cover septic systems. They cover wells as well. You have a client now. Well, you figured out after that it was connected to the city, but but essentially, this is a great gift for your buyer. You know, if it should. How many times have you sold a home and then like 3 months later something breaks? You know, AC or refrigerator, or they never clean the septic, or that, or this, or whatever the case may be. It's a great gift, and it's very affordable. I mean, it's $4.99, the cheapest one for a year. So I do think you should strongly use it. And you got a $75 referral fee, guys. No other home warranty is doing that out there. So if you're selling, you know, 15, 20 homes a year, just do the math. It's pretty good money.
It adds up.
It adds up. So I do strongly recommend that you guys use them. And thank you so much for the presentation. Also, they brought lunch. Here you go, Mike. Give me a handshake. They brought lunch.
We got pub subs.
He left me hanging, so he brought lunch. So make sure you guys get some lunch after the meeting, okay? Thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll be hanging around. So like I said, you guys have any questions, we'll be here to answer. So thank you guys.
Thank you. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's do this. You don't have to, by the way. You don't have to. It's gonna be like a 2-hour meeting, okay? All righty. All right, cool. All righty. You guys ready? Ready or not? Here we go. All right, everyone on Matrix, please. Everyone on Matrix. So for those of you who are using Cloud CMA is going away. I don't know if you know that. So no more Cloud CMA. But the good news is I've always used RPR. So it's going to be an easy transition for me. I don't know, for some of you, it may not be. And for some of you may have been already using RPR. You're gonna be good. So the first thing I want to make sure is that you are all able to log into your RPR. And if you're not, this is the time to do so. All right, let me make sure that on Zoom, we don't have any issues. One message, hello, everyone. That's JT. Yes. Okay, everyone's good. All right, good. For those of you on Zoom, feel free to put comments on the chat, and then I'll get to it after the training, okay? So what do I use for CMA? I use a software called RPR. It's not the only reason why I use it, but that is my go-to software to use for CMAs. It's easy to use, easy to adjust pricing. So that's the main reason why I use it. It's just easy all around. And it's easy to teach as well. So you guys can learn pretty easily. Okay, so where do I find out on Matrix, on my MLS? Well, there's a few areas where you could find it. You could go to links here, but my preferred method is right over here where it says external links. Now, this may be in another location because I don't know if you guys know this, but you guys can move this around, this dashboard. So we're going to go to the links section so that you guys can find it easier. So we're going to click on links right over here on the top. Who am I waiting on? Am I waiting on anyone here? Maldi? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't even remember my login for RPR. So I just click on the MLS and click on RPR, and it takes me right to it. Bless you, Rosalia. So when you click on links, if you're already on RPR, you're good. Then you're gonna click on RPR on the left side of the screen right here, RPR login. Now, if you're new and you've never logged in, it's probably gonna show this, and you're gonna create a new account right over here. Now, RPR has a little quirky thing where I press it twice and it logs me in. Oh, not anymore. Wah, wah. Well, how about I do it another way? Watch this. I can go to any of my listings and then click on this little thing right here, and I'm logged in. So let's go. All righty, mate. Let's make sure everyone's logged in. I can wait. Who do I need to wait for? Raise your hand. I don't have to wait on anybody. You don't have the MLS yet? You don't think so? Okay, so take a lot of notes, okay, and take a lot of pictures, okay? All right, so everyone's in. Okay, we are waiting on Jose. No, it's okay. I can wait because I need to figure out which house we're gonna use to do a CMA. I want one. Tell me a little bit about this home. You need to do a CMA on? Well, wait, she already beat you to it. So 1209 what? But tell me more about the home. Have there been any renovations in the last 3 years?
Yes. Ports in the kitchen.
We'll use yours as the second. No. Yeah, this is a workshop. After we're done with her, you guys are everyone's gonna do yours. Okay. 1209 what?
Still. Right.
1209 Beachdale. So we're gonna put right over here on the top. 1209 Beachdale. There it goes. As soon as I type it, it comes up. Boom. And it's right there. He's like, oh, we're done. Yeah, most people do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. RPR does give you some pricing, but just like Zillow, right? Oh, those are the pictures. Okay. Oh, it has been listed before?
Yeah.
So we could see what it looked like before. All right. Okay, good. So real quick, as you can see, and as Rafael pointed out, RPR gives you an RBM. It's kind of like an approximate value of what the home is worth, right? If you're on the road and you pull up RPR on your phone and you kind of want to know, an approximate pricing, that would probably be a good idea to do. Out of every single software out there, RPR, I would say it's the most accurate when it comes to pricing. However, it's an algorithm, just like Sestimates, just like Redfin and Realtor.com estimates. It's just an estimate. No one like an agent to really determine the value of a home because you see, Zillow doesn't know if your next door's neighbor that sold their house, if the house is in good condition or not. All it does is, okay, similar square footage, similar amount of bedrooms, similar year built. This is approximate pricing of the home. And in this case, it says that it's 342, 230. Now, it does have an RBM confidence. RBM confidence is important if to determine whether this is accurate or not. And it's pretty high. It's 5 stars. So that means by the time we're done, it's going to be very close to that pricing. It's going to be close to that pricing. It should be. However, I've seen it where it's like $20,000 off in pricing, up or down, $5,000 off on pricing. And if you're really helping a client sell and all you do is go to a website and tell them the price, they could do that themselves. Let's be honest, right? So there's no value in hiring you at that point. So it's important for you to know how to do an actual comparative market analysis. I saw this home, I saw that home, I saw you saw the pictures of the comparables, and that's what helped me determine the price should be this. Should be this. This one's active at 340. So it doesn't matter if this one says 342. This one is in good condition. This is the same square footage as yours, and it's been sitting for 200 days. So that a human does that, not a algorithm, a robot, right? That's essentially what this is. So number one, the first thing I see is who are the owners? And the owners are listed right here. And it's Cheryl and Luis Warbe.
Now she has the mom and the dad.
Right, probably on public records, yeah. So this is going to pick up the first two owners, but if we go to the county property website, it's probably going to show everyone. Oh, yeah. Question is, do all the sellers need to sign? Yes, so all sellers need to sign the listing agreement. So the other thing I noticed, not only the names, and believe it or not, I have people call me, like I just got a lead day before yesterday for a seller from Upnest, and the seller is not the seller, is the renter. So that's the reason why I always like to kind of, okay, let me make sure I'm talking to the right person. And he was basically using me to find out how much the house is worth so he could buy it himself, but not really hiring me to sell the house. So it was the renter contacting me. And I knew it right away. As soon as I put the address, I'm like, well, this person is not. And then I went to Forewarn, which is like scammers. You could go to Forewarn, download that app. It's part of your dues. And I put the phone number, and sure enough, he lives there, but he's the renter. So I was able to see where the address that he lives, etc., and it's the same address, but he's not the owner. It's completely different name, like a completely different name. So this is a 1307 square feet. So I'm taking all that into consideration, right? It's built in 1986, right? So 1986. It doesn't have a pool, right? All of that I'm taking into consideration when I'm looking at comparables. Two garage spaces, right? That's important too. We don't want to be using comparables that don't have a garage. We want to be using comparables that have a garage. So the idea of doing a CMA and when an appraiser shows up is the least adjustments, the better. So try to look for comparables that actually are comparables. If every single one of them have no garage of the comparables, then they're not comparables to this home. If they all have a pool, and then you also have a bunch of them that don't have a pool, use the ones that don't have a pool. That's a comparable to this. Because adjustments means mistakes. You can make mistakes doing adjustments and then overprice a home or underprice a home. Okay. Everyone good as far as the AC or it's cold? It's too cold? It's good? You guys are good? You're cold. Yeah, I was gonna ask. That's why I asked. It's all that workout, girl. It's working out every morning now. All right, let's start looking at comparables. This is the meat and potatoes now. Okay, you're gonna copy the address. And you're gonna go to the MLS. Okay, follow along, please. You're gonna copy the address and you're gonna go to the MLS. You're gonna go search residential quick. Search residential quick. I'm quite surprised no one's cold because I'm cold with a big sweater. That's crazy. And I'm never cold. It's cold outside. Yeah. Baby, it's cold outside. All right. So search residential quick. And we're going to go active, pending, sold. I like to call these columns. This is the first column. This is the middle column. This is the third column. So on the left column, we're going to do active, pending, sold. Active, pending, sold. And guys, pay attention because I'm pretty good at pricing homes. You're getting like real good training here. Okay. Active, pending, sold. By the way, what I'm doing right now, the exercise that I'm doing right now, I don't do a full CMA for the buyers, but I do this to look at comps before I submit an offer. So this is not just a seller's training. This is also like, is my buyer going to be buying a home underpriced or overpriced? And this part right here, just this little part right here, the next 10 minutes, I do it for every single offer that I submit right before I do a recommendation to my buyers. So I don't just tell my buyers, oh, so how much do you want to offer? That's not how I go. I go show the homes. They tell me I like this home. And the next thing that comes out of my mouth is I'm going to my home office or I'm going to my office. And then I'm going to give you a recommendation of what to offer. And what I'm doing is this right here, right after. Okay. Don't ever let the buyer just decide how much they should offer or just give them a recommendation. You are a real estate advisor. You're not a door opener. You're not a door opener. You're a real estate advisor, a real estate consultant. Okay. So first column, active pending sold. And we're looking at single family. So that's property style should be single family. Oops. Single family. Okay. Obviously, if it's a manufactured home, it's manufactured home. If it's a modular home, it's a modular home. If it's townhouse, then townhouse, right? In this case, it's a single family, so we're doing single family. Okay. Don't compare the manufactured home to a single family, a mobile home, a modular home to a single family. It's not the same. Okay. All right. The next thing is location, which is middle column. And you want to do 0.5 miles from the address. Okay. 0.5 miles from the address. That's the microphone to Rafael. We're going to do it that way. Whenever someone has a question, raise their hand. Whoever has the microphone, pass it down. Yes, go.
So, I mean, is that always necessary to go half a mile? Because sometimes there's a lot within quarter mile from the center property.
So the minimum an appraiser is going to use is a half a mile. That's the minimum. So they're going to use half a mile regardless. Good question. Now, what if the property is 5 acres? Half a mile is still the same property. Okay. So then you want to expand that, right? This is in Deltona. Most homes are close to each other. We're going to find comps within a half mile. So it depends on the property too. If the property you're trying to do a CMA on has 20 acres, then don't go half a mile. You got to go 2, 3, 4 miles, whatever the case may be. Okay. So 0.5 miles. And I already got 63 matches so far. If you don't have 63 matches, you did something wrong. Does everyone have 63 matches? Okay. Was that Maldi? Was that Maldi that talked? I don't know. Did you say something? You mumbled something. You mumbled something over there. Oh, yeah. This is the address. 1209 Beachdale. Excuse my English. It's not very good looking. All right. Now, square footage is the next thing I do. This home is 1,307 square feet. I like to do 300 down, 300 up. So in this case, will be 1,000 to 1,600. Pass the microphone down. There's people on Zoom, so I want them to hear everything.
Before you touch like bedrooms and bathrooms.
I wanted to see how many I end up with. So far I went from 63 to 11. So it's drastically going down, right? The next thing I do, that's a great question though. Next thing I do is year built. This home is 1986. You can't compare a home from 1986 to a home from 2022. Just cannot, right? It's just more adjustments, remember? Do you really want to do more adjustments and mess up on the price? No. So we're looking for real comparables. I go 10 years down, 10 years up. Okay. Obviously, if the home is from 2021, you can't go 10 years up. That's 2031 unless you want to look into the future. But you could go up to 2022, 2023. You don't want brand new homes either, because you can't compare a resale to a brand new home. C1 versus C2 is what the appraiser will use, and that's another adjustment. So if you have enough comparables on resales, don't use brand new homes for your resale. So when I did 1,000 to 1,600, I'm down to 11 matches. Okay. Now I'm going to do year built. And I said I go 10 years down, 10 years up. So that's what? 1976 to 1996.
So why wouldn't
Because I don't want to use old homes or new homes. Yeah, that's it. I don't want to use, it's not a lot, but I don't want to use the wrong house. And I don't want to do more adjustments than I have to. I want to be able to tell my seller, oh, these homes are similar to yours. Oh, but this one is from 1950. It's like 40 years younger. You know? So no, I want to be able to say, no, they're pretty close to yours. Okay. And I have 9 matches, right? Right. Now, Lee said, why don't you put the bedrooms too? You try not to compare 4 bedrooms to 3 bedrooms, right? Try to avoid that too. Let's see it. Let's do it. So it's 3 here and 2 here. And when I do that, down to 4 matches. For some, it may be perfect. As long as the 4 matches are sold, maybe they're all active. I don't know. Why don't we look? Let's look at the results. And what do you know? We have 2 that are sold and 2 that are active. Right here. 2 that are sold and 2 that are active. Guys, the reason why we do this is to minimize mistakes. If you have to do a comparison with one with that was 1950 when we're comparing to 1986, that's an adjustment there based on the year built that you don't know. That every appraiser is going to do different, by the way. One appraiser is going to say, well, that's $10,000 adjustment. The other one's going to say that's a $7,000 adjustment, because an appraisal is a opinion of price. I had a home appraised 3 times. It appraised different price each time. Yeah. So there's not a specific science to it. There's some science to it, but the reality is it's just humans doing it at the end of the day. Now, were they close? They were like 5,000 short, 5,000 higher, etc. It was a flip that I did a long time ago. Okay. Now, we don't have to, because look at all this. Like, this is great. However, you said the condition of the home is real good. And we haven't looked at that. And I think I'm just going to put it on Zillow, and he may have the pictures. Tell me the address again. Of course, you could also find the address on the MLS, but since I'm already using it, just going to go the easy route here. Oh, great. Only 1 picture. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know that, but no longer are your pictures going to end up on MLS, Zillow. Once it sells, it goes away. Yep. Now, let's see if they're on the MLS still. Let's see if maybe they're, for some reason, they're somewhere else. Redfin. Oh, great. We got pictures. Just so you guys know, starting, I think it was 6 months ago. Now, when you sell a house, all the pictures get removed from the MLS, so people can no longer use your pictures. That's the reason why. It's awful, but that's what people were doing. All right, I just want to show you guys the condition. It's beautiful. And the reason why I want to show you guys the condition is because we want to be able to choose comps with this condition, right? Wow, even that. That's kind of cool. It's fancy. And the roof is new. We have newer 2021. All right, so that is the home, guys, that we are pricing today. Okay. All right, she's selling the house now. All right, let's look at the comparables that we already found. So far, so good. Nice. It's nice as well. Just as nice. This is a good comp. It's a real good comp. Guys, don't get all caught up with, oh, this one has wood and this one has carpet and this one has tile. Take a look at all the appraisals you guys have done in the past and show me how many adjustments you see on that. It's a preference. It's not going to be considered. Oh, the cabinets are dark espresso, and these ones are white. White is more elegant. That is preference. That is not valuation. Okay. Oh, it's quartz instead of granite. That is preference. So don't get caught up with that stuff. Oh, this one has a fence and this one doesn't. Guys, that's the fence is going to be like a $500 adjustment. Like it's not going to be a determining factor for pricing. Okay. Don't get so caught up on all those things. Is the home in good condition like this one? Is it similar to ours in condition? And it is. That is 1101 South Cooper Drive. Definitely using it. Let's look at the next one, 1173 Cambridge. I got a feeling this one's going to look good too if it looks so good outside. Beautiful. Beautiful. I got to tell you, this neighborhood, they keep up. They keep up with their homes. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Okay. This is a comparable. I don't need to see anymore. We have two sole comparables. That is, you're already winning. You're already winning. You know, when you do a CMA, you need to choose at least three comparables, and two of them need to be sold. Because that's real sales, right? Anything active or pending, you don't really know how much is going to close, right? Like I got a listing right now that we're selling it for like $30,000 less, right? So imagine that. The lady was so desperate, we just accepted whatever came our way, okay? So my point is, just because it's pending doesn't mean it's going to close for that amount that's pending on. It could be pending, and it shows on the MLS for 350, and it's really going to close for 280. Okay. Now we have two sole comps, and that's gold. That's gold. And they're 3-2, 1988, 1996. I mean, no pool. They don't have any pool. Yeah, no pool. Like, I mean, I love this. Okay. This one's easy.
Hi, Ariel.
Where?
Sorry,
Oh,
can you
one
hear
has a
me?
pool. Oh, wah, wah. This is what happens when you don't look at all the pictures. Let's look at the pool. Yep, there's a pool. Actually, this is good. Because now we could do an adjustment. Thank you for pointing that out, Lee. That's why she's in compliance. All right, so we have a pool. We do have to do an adjustment. The truth is, everything else looks good. Why? I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it because everything else looks good. Renovation, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. You know, it's only 10 years older, so it's close enough. And then let's look at the active ones because we do need to choose one more comp, even if it's active or pending. Okay, no. You see where I'm going with this? Yeah, no. This is not a comparable. You can't say that, oh, this is a comparable. You're not going to say that to your seller. They can see with their eyeballs. The same thing you're seeing, right? And then let's go to the next one. And I got a feeling same thing, same situation's gonna happen. Oh, what? Semi renovated, broken window. Milton stopped by. It's just the floor, guys. It's just the floor, guys. It's the floor, guys. The roof is the refrigerator's not leaking. The refrigerator is not leaking. You should get a home warranty. Home warranty right there, and call them a few months later. What is this? This is look like a studio.
It's like a bedroom, no bedroom.
Bedroom. Yeah, that's it.
I love the door.
Oh, no.
Easy access to your cabinet. Hey, listen, I respect this person because they did professional pictures.
Yeah.
They did professional pictures,
Oh, it looks good, man.
even with all the issues.
90% of the house is fixed. You just got,
Yeah.
bathrooms.
Look at that. Look at that. Bro, if I'm them, I'm blaming Milton. So don't worry. Don't worry. Milton,
No.
51 days. That was Milton.
Milton, who did that?
Hey, Helene did it. Helene did it, right? Helene did it. All right, guys, this is not a comp. However, we do have two good comps. Let's be honest. That's enough. That's enough if it's sold. And they are sold comps. And they are in good condition. Rafael didn't see it, but they are in good condition. And you notice the pool difference on price, right? I mean, if this one had a pool, pretty sure it would have sold for $25,000 more, right? Well, guess what the adjustment's going to be? That's going to be the adjustment, right? So let's work on it. We got the two comps, again, at least three. But if you find two good ones, two sold, but you couldn't find an active or pending one, then live with the two. If not, use an active or pending that's in good condition, that doesn't have siding issues, exterior issues, and all that stuff, okay? All right, right here on the right side of the screen, going back to RPR, you're going to click where it says create. Sorry, not there. Right here where it says CMA. Right here, CMA. You're going to click on that.
Is it possible to turn off that fan behind us?
Yeah, of course. Go.
Please.
All right, everyone else okay with that? All right. Rafa's like, I got to go to the bathroom again. It's like, join on Zoom. Wow. In your car. It is very cold in the office, just like how I like it. Yeah. All right, guys. So there's two options here. You're not going to use the comparative analysis one. You're going to use the sales comparison analysis. And that's what appraisers use the most. Okay. I skip this step. This step is asking me for my license. I don't care to put my license in any document whatsoever. You're not, it's not mandatory in the state of Florida. In California, it is not in the state of Florida. So I'm not putting my license anywhere. I protect my license from predators. Yeah, like, there's no need for me to be telling you what my license is. Okay. Sales comparison analysis. That's what we want to use, is a more detailed evaluation. Now you're hot. Like, all right, now the next one. Here's how I teach this. Follow the blue button. And I see a blue button right here. Moving forward, you're going to follow that button. You're going to click on that button as the next step, okay? Number one, I'm going to confirm the facts. What am I saying with that? Perhaps my buyer did an extra bedroom, okay? Then I would do the change here. I would put that as a 4-bedroom. Perhaps my buyer did a pool. Then I would put it here. However, this needs to be legally done. Is that your question? Here we go.
Yes, that's exactly what my question is. So if you have a client, let's just say the subject property, they converted their garage into a studio.
I mean, is a studio? Okay, so garage.
Yeah.
A garage is a garage is a garage is a garage.
So they converted to a studio. They added the air duct in there. It has a window, even has a closet. But they didn't do the permits for it.
No, you cannot put it here. And a garage is a garage is a garage is a garage. If you guys remember from the ones that were here for Kelly Kellogg's class, were you here, John? Yeah. What did you say? A garage is a garage is a garage is a garage. That's it.
You're telling me there's no added value regardless of
it's an amenity. It's an amenity.
But if
it's like an amenity. It's like a.
We can't add a square footage. Livable square
you could add it as square footage as long as the AC it's from a central AC, as long as the flooring is the same as the house.
Level that's the same as that. It can't have that little dip on the bottom.
Nope. A garage is a garage is a garage is a. This is from Kelly Kellogg, the appraisal expert. Google her. She was the creator of that cheat sheet that everybody uses that is green. She's the creator of that cheat. And she said, all I'm going to do is say that this one has a garage conversion, and I'm going to look for comps that have a garage conversion. That's all I'm going to do. but I'm not gonna say there's a fourth bedroom. There's a fifth bedroom. I am not.
But
But it's just
legally,
listed on.
No, he said I'm permitted. He said I'm permitted
okay,
too.
well, okay, yeah, okay, now let's say.
Now permitted. A garage is a garage is a garage is a garage.
It's permitted. The level is,
It's level, floor is level, same type of flooring, same roof, same AC system. And yes, they will use the square footage.
Okay.
They will use the square footage. Okay.
Has a casita in the back and no other comments.
A detached is not considered part of the home. Is you cannot enter from the home to the casita. If it's not connected, it's added amenity. There's an adjustment to it, but it's not part of the home. So it's called obsolete something. That's what it's called, which basically you don't have access from the main home to the in-law. So it's a detached apartment. It's not part of the. Great questions. Pass it down to John.
I have two properties right now that are under renovation.
Okay.
One of them, they have the casita in the back.
Okay.
And the other one is they convert the garage into part of the house, but it's under permit.
Okay.
It's not the same level. It has the same air system, same flooring, but it's just not the same level. If you look up,
some appraisers, so she was honest with us. She said that the day of the training, she said some appraisers will consider it as part of the square footage of the home. Some will not. The real ones, the old ones, will say it's on level, it's not the same level, the flooring, therefore it's a garage is a garage is a garage. Now I'm teaching you the right way, but could an appraiser consider it? I think he had another. Did you have a follow-up question? No? Okay. I think may they consider it? Should you consider it? I would. If you're telling me it's the same central AC system, the flooring is not like completely different, it's the same throughout, including from that space from the hallway to the garage, that's got to be the same flooring, or that the transitioning has to be the same. Then I would put it as a square footage. I definitely would. Yeah.
So I know Miss Kellogg is like the goat, right, for you? But we've seen
from Central Florida. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think she's too strict. Whenever somebody tells me, Ariel, I gotta get my home appraised, I hardly ever give her number because she's gonna be like
super duper okay. Yeah. So well, I didn't mean anything by the comment, by the way.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say is that
Not recording.
and I think
Yeah.
this, every appraiser, everything is subjective.
Oh yeah.
To the opinion of that appraiser.
Yep.
And I've gone recently through a deal with new construction where I just sold the exact same model for like $30,000 more. And the appraiser that was a VA appraiser appraised it $20,000 less.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you rectify that? And how do you even overcome that obstacle? Because ultimately that killed the deal for my clients. There was no we rebutted it and he came $1,000 up more. That's it. And that was that, even though his facts were wrong. We're talking about square footage, everything. We showed it.
You convert it to conventional. That's the only way to.
For a VA buyer?
Yeah. You have no choice. They have to put 3.5% down or 5. The appraisers are not going to. Appraisers in the 12, 13 years I've been doing this, every time they change it is $1,000. I don't know what it is. Every single one of them is $1,000. That's it. If they change it, it's pennies. That home that I told you that I didn't appraise, thankful that I had it appraised 3 times. I was the owner and listing agent. It was in Dr. Phillips about 5, 6, 7 years ago, and it came in $10,000 less. I said I'm not selling it. The same buyer said I'm getting a second appraiser, a second lender. So he switched lenders. It was conventional to another lender. Got it appraised again. It appraised for $5,000 less. I said I'm not selling it.
I just feel like
He changed the lender again and it appraised. So they're all gonna be different.
and I think that's just not, that shouldn't be the standard.
But
Because we're doing our part as professionals to educate ourselves and do this and do that. They're licensed and they have the power to just kill a deal and say, yeah, to go to hell
Yeah,
with it, and
yeah.
that is what it is.
they do have a lot of power. Appraisers do have a lot of power. Just like inspectors have a lot of power. Just like inspectors have a lot of power. Just like agents have a lot of power, right? Well, how many times have you gotten into an argument with the other side and it kills the deal? So you have to hold your composure every time because you can kill a deal just because of an argument. I definitely have been blamed to that. Lee has heard me on the phone. I'm at fault for that. I'm not gonna say it, but sometimes you just have to hold your tongue and let them crash. Let them crash, right? Your job is to make sure you get your client to the closing table. So right here, what I'm doing is I'm confirming the facts of the home. And in this case, is there any garage conversion or some of this junk? No, all right, good. We're gonna click on the blue button at the bottom. And then we're gonna find comps. Now, can you find comps on this software? Yes. I don't like it. I cannot because, okay, I'll show you why. Some people here are like, why? Okay, how can I see the pictures? I don't know. I will have, it's too many steps. So I already found them on Matrix. I'm just going to copy and paste. Okay. And the way you do that is you're going to go down here where it says add a known property. Add a known property. And you're going to put the MLS ID. I use the MLS ID because sometimes a property is purchased and then flip and then resold within 60 days, 90 days. You know what I mean? So I'm going to use the MLS. What was that? Oh. Oh, over there. Okay. I'm like, what? We're going to put it right here and we're going to hit add. So start doing that. We're going to go to the next one. We're going to copy. Down.
You go back.
Yeah.
And we're going to hit add. Okay, guys. So we have the two that were incredibly similar to ours. You weren't here for that. But they're like renovated just like ours. We saw pictures of ours, pictures of the ones we're using. The only thing is one of them have a pool of the comp, so we're going to do adjustments on that. But everything else,
The subject doesn't have a pool.
the subject doesn't have a pool. Okay. What? We have a trouble over there?
It doesn't give her the option to add comps.
Oh, it's because you have to do sales comparison analysis. No. Oh.
Was doing it yesterday, so it's kind of worked in the same file.
Oh, clear. You got to clear the whatever search you did. We're all here? We're going to update valuation and close. And it's going to take us to the next screen, which is adjust comps, the next blue button. Okay. Rafael had a question. Go ahead. Microphone there.
Which I'm sure you're gonna
I haven't done it yet. If you want to wait. You want to wait till I do the adjustments for the questions or?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Past 1209 Beachdale Court, Deltona.
The comps.
Oh, my bad. 1173 Cambridge Street, Deltona. 1101 South Cooper Drive, Deltona.
Beachdale what? Street Court?
Beachdale Court. Okay. Right up there. Right up there. For those of you who are blind, sit closer. No, every meeting I see you squinting. You need to sit closer. I'm not even kidding, or you need to get glasses, girl. Look, I got glasses. Or contacts. I have contacts. I don't wear. Yeah, me too. I have astigmatism and what's the other one? The nearsighted and the farsighted. I have both. Myopia. Eye transplants. Wow, that's a low blow. I need eye transplants, guys. That's significant. All right. All right. So I like to put the first one as the closest. And obviously the closest will be the one without the pool, right? Because the pool, I have to do adjustments, right? So I always like to put them in order here. So if this one was here, I would just go here and say, no, I want this one as the second. I like to always put the first. Like when I'm talking to the client with the CMA, this is the most closest to yours, right?
Okay.
So I like to put it in that order. So if I have to do a lot of adjustments on one, that's my last one. The least adjustments go first, second, and third, right? Usually I choose three. I was able to only find two, but as long as they're sold, they're good comps. They're good comps. Okay, we can start off the bat with the most obvious adjustment, which is the pool, right? And pool, the way you got to look at it is like this. If it's screened in, it has water features. Water features means like a little cascade or like a spa or whatever. The most that you should do is $25,000. That is the most that you should do. Okay.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Pool.
Oh, that's my question right there.
Yeah, pool. The most, I don't care if your seller spent $150,000 on a pool. The highest adjustment I've seen on a pool, and go look at your appraisals of homes that you sold that had a pool. The most I've seen is $25,000. And these are screened-in pools with a spa and all that. So to put that into perspective, if it's just a pool with nothing fancy, no screen, and the pool is not fancy, it doesn't have water features, a spa, etc., I wouldn't do no more than 15K. If it does, which in this case this one does, is the max is 25,000. Question.
Yeah, so
was that it?
If the pool, the max is 25,000, regardless of what the expense on it. Which I feel like if we're in the $1 million home.
Same with solar panels, by the way. That is the highest number I've seen for paid solar panels, 25,000. Go.
So you're saying the max is 25,000, but we're talking about a home that's like in the 300,000s with a pool. I haven't seen the pool on what this one looks like or whatever, but if it's a really nice pool, you're saying 25 max. But what if it's just a regular old square hole?
10, 15K.
Okay.
That's it. I mean, he has the screened in. Yeah, it is. We could probably even do just 20, but I can tell that it's more based on the price that it's sold for. You see, this one sold for 317. This one sold for 345. That in itself tells you that the reason was the pool, because they're similar in square footage, they're similar on your build, they're similar on everything else. 3 bedrooms, 2 bath. So some appraisers, believe it or not, would do this: 345 minus 317. They would do that. And what is that, guys? If someone can do the math. 28,000. Some appraisers will say, okay, if this is a difference of 28,000, that's what I'm going to use as adjustment. Believe it or not. Now, let's be honest. If I put 25 or 28, it ain't going to make a difference. I can put 28 right now, do all the adjustments, then change it to 25. And you know what the difference is going to be? $300. I'm going to do it, actually, so you guys can see it with yourself. Now, I do tend to agree that other than that, the pool wasn't really, I mean, it's screened in, has a nice pool deck, a long pool deck, but there's no water features. There's no water features on this home, on the pool. There's no spa. There's no like water coming from 2 dolphins or anything like that, right? Right? It is kind of a regular pool, right? Minus the screen, it has a pretty large pool deck, right? Because that's actually a plus too. So let's just do, just for the purpose of this, we're gonna do negative 28, exactly the difference of the 2 homes. Now I'm gonna tell you something that I learned on my last appraisal class taught by Kelly Kellogg. Any adjustments you do cannot be higher than 10% of what the home sold for. Any adjustments you do, whether it's the pool, whether it's solar panels, whether it's square footage, whether it's an extra bathroom, whatever, cannot be higher than what is sold for. And in this case, this one sold for 345. The adjustment is 28,000, so we're good. It's less than 10%. If the adjustment was 50, then you cannot use 50,000. You have to use 34,500. That is the max. So I'll give you an example. Maybe this one was on the water. Maybe there was a lake and it was a skiable lake. Usually that's a big adjustment because you could put a boat, you could put a lake, you could ski on it, you could whatever. Regardless, the max would have been negative 34,500. The 10%. Okay. All right. The next thing we want to do is square footage. The subject is 1307. This one's 1387, and this one's 1533. So how do we do adjustments on that? Now it's making me feel like, well, it also sold for a little bit more because it's bigger, right? It's a little bigger square footage, the last one. So it's not just the pool. Yeah.
So close.
Oh, these two, I still do. This 80 square feet, I still do. I mean, 80 square feet is like a bedroom. It's like 10 by 8 bedroom, it's 80 square feet. If it's 10 by 8, 10 times 8, 80 square feet. Okay. So that's a bedroom almost. So it's not that small. Now, what do you do next? How do I do adjustments on price per square feet? You take those two, add them together, and do the average. 229 plus 225, 454 divided by 2 is 227. 227 square feet, guys. That is the average price per square feet in that neighborhood, 0.5 miles from the home, for homes that are renovated. Okay? If I'm like door knocking and someone says, hey, you got an open house in the neighborhood? Yeah. How much is my house? Because I get that all the time. Well, it depends on the square footage, the condition. How's the condition? Can I step in and see? Can I go in and then look at it? No, but I have it all renovated. Okay, perfect. Okay, no problem. What's the square footage of your house? Oh, 1,400 square feet. Well, the one I'm selling is 1,307, and the average sold price per square feet is 227 per square feet. So if we take that into consideration, your home is around this much, but I got to see it in person. See? So I became the expert of that neighborhood just based on this CMA of that area, 0.5 miles from now.
Can you repeat that? Did you just
I added 229 plus 225 divided by 2, and it gives me the average price per square feet. Sold price per square feet. Sold. So it's even stronger, right? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do adjustments on the living area, by the way, not the building area, not the garage, not the lanai, right? That's all, or not lanai, but like anything enclosed, like a front porch. Yeah, lanai will be included on the gross square footage. What we're doing is living, not building, living area. Under AC, under heating. For FHA, by the way, under heating. FHA is under heating. So if your guy's doing the conversion for the garage and he's putting a split. Oh, okay, it's okay. I would say anything that's conversion or like adding a room or whatever, make sure if you want it to be FHA as well, that system or that AC unit, let's say they're putting a brand new central unit. Did you know that you could buy a brand new central AC unit with no heating? Make sure it has heating if you're trying to sell it FHA BA. It has to have heating, a heating element. Okay. And appraisers do check that. They check that it has heating. All right, just want to make sure I don't have any emergency text messages here. Everything looks good. Okay, next is the adjustments of the square footage. So we said it was 227 per square feet. So we'll start with the first one. This is a difference of how many square feet, guys? 80 times 227. That's 18,160. So look at this, minus 18,160. The reason why you're going minus, the same way you did the pool, is you are taking away. You are making this home the same size as the other homes. You can come in. You're making this home the same size as the other homes. Hi, Vanessa. Okay? You're making this home the same size as the subject property. Okay? That's what you're doing. The next one is 1533, which is significantly bigger. Is 226 square feet bigger times 227, right? 51,302. But what did I say earlier? No more than 10%. So negative 34,500. Get it? Now, if these homes were smaller, if this was 1233 and this was 1187, I'm going up. These numbers need to be positive, no negative, not negative. It would have been like this, right? But in this case, my subject, the subject, which is the home that we're trying to price, we don't touch that one. We touch the comparables. Those are the ones that we adjust. And guys, that's about it as far as this one goes. Everybody ready for the price? Pass the microphone. Oh, it's right there. Okay, well, if someone can grab it. For those on Zoom, they need to hear. There's about 15 people, 14 people on Zoom. They're all there. The weather's made them stay over there. Yeah, go.
I did have a question with the pool. I didn't quite see that part.
Right here. Pool. Yeah. So scroll down until you find the pool section and you put negative 28,000 right there.
Formula. I thought you just write it down.
Okay. So the formula is you're going to add up the price per square feet of all your comparables. If you have 3 comparables, all 3. If you have 4, if you have 2. Okay, I don't do 4. I try to stick to 3. 2 or 3. 2 if it's both of them are sold. If one was sold and the other one was active, I'm not done. I got to open up my search. I got to go 1 mile. I got to look for other comparables. In this case, I found 2 sold comps. So I add them up. 229 plus 225 equals 454. Add them up and then divide them by the amount of properties. This case is 2. There is no maximum as long as it's the same city, same zip code, but there's no maximum if you don't have comps. You see, the way I would do it is if I didn't find these 4 comps, if I didn't find them, let's say there was nothing or maybe just one.
The next one.
Then no, the first thing I do is 3 plus. So I rather do an adjustment on a bedroom. So I may just go 3 plus and then now still nothing, right? 2 plus, right? On the bathroom, still 1. 1 just came out. 1 just came out. So I start like that, and it's actually active, so no bueno. So it doesn't matter. I'm looking for sold, right? So I keep changing things here, but clearly, the other thing that an appraiser could do, by the way, they can go up to a year. So I would do 300 days here. This is if you're not finding comps, and there's 10 matches now. So now I got to work with. I got enough to work with. I don't do miles unless I don't do those things first that I just did. Can I go 4 bedrooms and then I just adjust down on the price? Can I go up to 300 days? Because they can. I had appraisals, and you look at your appraisals moving forward. They will go up less than more than 180 days if they don't find comps. Yeah. They rather stay in the neighborhood, in the vicinity. They prefer to stay in the same neighborhood if possible, rather than go 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles. It's just not what they do. They will do that when the home, there's no comps, or the home is sitting in 5 acres, 3 acres, 20 acres, so. All right, let's finish this up. So 229 plus 225. And that's it. That is your average price per square feet. And then you have to do the math here, which is, so 1387, which is the one of the comps, is bigger, right? The square footage is bigger than my subject, which is 80 square feet bigger to be exact, times whatever the price per square feet was.
It's going to know what your comps look like. Because if your comps are bigger, you're going to be,
So yeah, I'm going to take the 1387 minus 1307, that's 80, times 227. Okay, now this could have been backwards. This could have been bigger and this could have been smaller. Then this is positive. instead of negative.
And then I times the result of the, times two, right? Oh my God.
I think because I've seen everyone here.
Sorry, I didn't see you. Why 80 times 227? I think it.
So we're gonna do it again on the next one. Since you got here late, I'm gonna give you guys a house. You guys are gonna do it on your own, and then I'm gonna go over it. Okay. Yep. Okay. So I did all the adjustments already. I'm done, right? I scroll all the way down, and I'm at 290, guys.
Oh my God.
They bought it for more.
They bought it for 330 last year.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And they want to at least break even.
Yeah.
And they don't even know.
And I have pickle here.
But
Wait. But if I go, look, I just want to show you guys the difference. If I just want to show you guys the difference. Exactly. $2,000.
Can you put it for $15,000?
$1,500 actually. $1,700. Yeah. Well, comps are comps. How much is this one sell for?
oh, but let me tell you my.
Look how much this one sold for, and how much they bought it for. They bought theirs for how much?
Twice.
Okay.
Twice we go by this, and I tell the buyers, no, they want to go too high. I listen to them, and they appraise at what they tell me.
Okay.
And then they tell me, oh, you see?
Subjective.
So it's, yeah, like the one in Kissimmee.
Okay. Which comps are the appraiser going to use? Go ahead. Which ones?
The one with 4 days on the market.
This one, which we saw. Condition is beautiful. They're going to use that one. Yeah, the kitchen is beautiful too. So let's be honest. They bought it how long ago? They bought it how long ago? Okay, and what happened a year and a half ago? No, what happened? Everybody was overpaying. Everybody was paying 20, 30, 40, 50,000 over market, right? But we're seeing it now. That's what we're seeing.
I don't even know. Oh my God.
They're better off just renting it out.
Well, that's something. Because we were going to rent it out, and oh my God, an agency in there.
So guess what? Our PR was wrong. Our PR said 340, didn't it? It was wrong.
Wow, 50,000.
Yeah, it was way wrong.
But I think it'll sell for 330.
You think it will sell for 330? Okay. Well, 330 is how much they bought it for. Well, this one is 299 and it's been sitting for 96 days. This one is 290 and it's been sitting for 126 days. And this one is 240 and it's been sitting for 51 days. Why do you think yours is going to sell for that?
Because the same thing happened with the city.
Listen. If I'm going to tell you something. There's a boyfriend to the girlfriend for every house. There's a boyfriend to the property for every house. If you find a boyfriend, they'll overpay. But if I am submitting an offer on your house, you know what I'm telling my clients? 300. That's what the comps are telling me. We can go back and forth, and he's going to have an appraisal contingency, and we can go back and forth, but the comps are the comps at the end of the day.
No, I get her frustration though, because that's what I brought up the whole appraiser thing.
Yeah.
It appraised there, and they're like this illusion, like, no, but the appraiser just told me it appraised for this, and like, I'm not gonna give it away, like.
And so we go by the comps, and we're like, this is the price I'm suggesting. It's like, no, well, you're not gonna go higher, lower.
Yeah.
And then
it's bad. It's like 295.
It doesn't matter.
It's bad.
The market speaks clearly.
Market is the market.
Yeah.
Now, my advice to you, right? That you sold it to them for 330.
They wanted, they loved it. They were in a rush.
They want to break even?
She doesn't care as long as she doesn't owe because she's buying the other house.
Okay, then you work your way backwards. You put a price and you start going down until they break even. You do your seller net sheet.
Even at 330 would be the highest that they can sell to break even.
Okay,
right?
that's the price. But just know it may not a price. That's it. So when you get offers, it will be better if you go with a conventional 20% than if you go with the FHA.
Then they say, no, you should put, well, go 340 because then they're going to ask for.
Now, you know how much I would sell it for?
250.
No, I would sell it for 300,000. That's how much I would list it for. So I would go $8,000 higher.
These don't work for me.
I did. I tried, and then they're worse.
If you go out further?
I go, no, they don't need to go out further. I could just go 300 days. That's what they're gonna do first. And guess what's gonna happen? It's gonna be worse. 300, 305, 315. I know what I'm talking about.
Last year?
Did it appraise?
It was a little bit over a year ago. What do you
Well,
think? What do you think? Why? Everybody was overpaying.
I mean, I don't think
20
last year was like that.
Beginning of 2023, all of 2022, all of 2021, all of 2020, everybody overpaid. Okay, let's just put it out there, guys. Everybody overpaying 2020, everybody overpaying 2021, everybody overpaying 2022, and in the beginning of 2023. Period.
No, their mortgage is like, I think 3,500 or 2,600, something like that. 2,600.
By the way, this is a recurring theme. This is a recurring theme every time I sit with you guys. This is not the first time this has happened. I sat with Maldi several times, and I've seen that a few times. Guys, I got a seller that bought a house a year and a half ago. I got a seller that bought a house a year and a half ago.
Negative 100,000.
Not with me. She should have bought with me. I would have told her, you overpaid. Guys, she bought this house for 315. 315. You know how much we're closing? 280.
It's not terrible. It's not terrible.
Not terrible.
$35,000 terrible. That's the same as hers. $30,000.
I seen worse. I don't know. I seen worse.
Oh, I have seen worse. I have seen worse. What was it? Oh, I got a guy in Reunion that bought a house. I bought a property for 685. The comps are at 650.
So my client just bought one over there too, and we came in at 730, and it appraised for 900,000.
Oh.
Yes, I'm not even.
Oh, this is for the Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's different. They're gonna do a cost evaluation on that one. They're not gonna do sales comparison. So that's the difference. Well, no, it's a different approach in pricing because his client is buying not your typical Airbnbs. They're like you go in a room and you feel like you're inside Avatar. You go in another room and you feel like you're in, you know what I mean? Everywhere you go, it's like incredible. So that appraiser is going to actually use cost analysis instead of sales comparison analysis. All right, now you guys know how to price it now. You're gonna click create report. By the way, what did I say the price per square footage was?
230.
So I'm being very gracious by putting 230 because 227 was my price per square feet. In fact, the two comps, one sold for 225 and the other one for 229. So am I breaking records at 230? I'm breaking records. I would be the one that sold the what?
I don't know what to do because I'm just.
You don't know what to tell them?
All around. 330.
Yeah. Were you gonna ask something?
I do got a question.
Yeah.
So obviously we went through the whole process on how to do a comparable market analysis, and then but let me ask you this, because I know a lot of agents come across this. You're sent across your sellers or your prospective sellers, and no, it appraised for 330. Would you take the listing at 330?
On this one?
Yes.
And I help them buy it?
Yes.
Yes.
You would take an overpriced listing?
In this case, they were my past clients.
Okay, no past clients.
Okay, no.
Okay.
No.
You walk away from it.
I will walk away from it. Guys, right now, homes are sitting on the market. I only take to a stranger, not my past clients, because I want to keep that relationship. But a stranger that is hard-headed, that want to overprice, the most I will go is maybe 5, 10K. That's it. If I come in and I say 325 and they tell me 330, I'll take it. If I come in and I say 325 and they say 335, I'll take it. My cap is 10K. All of you guys taking the listing at 400, don't come crying to me. Oh, Ariel, it doesn't sell. Condition, price, location. All has to be good. Condition has to be good. Price has to be good. And location has to be good. And I'll add another one. Marketing has to be good. Because if you're doing cell phone pictures, hardly anybody. Hardly. There's a few here. Hardly no one. I'm telling you right now. Because your seller's going to be like, you did crappy pictures. You didn't do a sponsor ad on social media. You didn't do mailers. You don't do nothing for my listing. I didn't get nothing on the mail. I didn't get notified whenever you did marketing. You suck. They're going to hire somebody else. Price, and it's probably price most of the time. The seller's going to be like, what did I hire you for? You know, if you're not going to sell it. Well, you told me to overprice it at $30,000. Of course it's not. You think they're going to take that? They're not going to take that. They're going to fire you and get somebody else. So say no from the beginning. And they're going to value that a lot more. 100%. They're going to value that a lot more because they're going to be like, this guy is going to negotiate really good for me because he's negotiating with me already. Where versus, yeah, I'll take the listing. Yeah. Get your reputation going where you don't sell properties. You just list properties. If you just list them, that's a horrible reputation to have. You're going to be the first agent, and I'm going to be the second every time. Put it in writing. If you're going to do that, it needs to be in writing. On your listing agreement, it needs to say, if no offers has been received within 2 weeks, the price is going to be reduced for this much on this date. And you already have it in writing. You don't even have to do a modification. You could just drop the price 2 weeks later without even calling them. It's in writing. I've done it. Okay. Don't take an overpriced listing. If you are going to do that, do what she just said. If you're going to take an overpriced listing, put in writing that if in 2 weeks, by the way, the first 2 weeks is when you know. You put a home on the market, the first 2 weeks is when every buyer on the market already saw it online, already went to see it, already expressed interest in it. After that is one buyer that comes in the market, 5 buyers that comes in the market, and you're like, one? And I'm like, yeah, one, because it's one looking at that zip code, 2 looking at that zip code, not one, the whole Central Florida or all of Florida. The reality is it slows down. After 2 weeks, it's dead. Dead. So if you're overpricing in the beginning, you're done. If you're putting the home on the market, like she said, can I put this home on the market already? I'm like, do you have pictures? No. It's like, that's the wrong approach. The minute I hit submit, Zillow sends it out to everybody. Realtor.com sends it out to everybody. Every single website out there sends it out. I go back in there and I put pictures. They're not going to send it out. Zillow doesn't send out, oh, wow, this person put new pictures. There's no such a thing. The minute you put a property on the market, you need to have every single media already done. Pictures, video, whatever the hell you're doing, as soon as you hit submit. Because that is the only chance, it's first impression. The only time you're going to capture that buyer. After that, they're not going to see your home. They're not going to get notified that there's new pictures. They're not going to get notified that there's a video. They're not. Okay? Set yourself up on a search. Set yourself up on a search so you could see how the consumer sees it. The consumer sees it just the one time that it went on the market. Or when it goes pending and it goes back on the market. Or when its price decrease or price increase. They don't see it because you forgot the pictures or you didn't do the pictures. There's no such a thing as this listing has new pictures. Doesn't notify anybody. Okay? All right. So then you create report. I gave you pretty good nuggets, all right, guys, with that. Really good nuggets. She was 308. Take pictures, because if you don't do this part, I'm gonna go back. So here I like to do an actual price, but can you do a range? Can I go in here and say your home is worth between 290 and 300?
Yes.
You could. I just went back to where we were at. So we were, yeah, okay. So you could do a range. I don't like to do a range. I don't, because it doesn't show confidence when I'm talking to the seller. Well, your home is between this and this. The only way I would do it is if I haven't seen the home. If I have not seen the home, I would do that, because like, well, it's going to be depending on your condition, because I haven't seen the house. I may go in there, and you haven't gone in there, right? Since you sold it?
No, yeah, I did.
Okay. Okay. So imagine if you have not gone in there and you get there and it's a mess. It's a hoarder. And there's boxes everywhere and it's dirty. And there's a agent here that has a listing that there's roaches everywhere. The house is beautiful. Roaches everywhere. Imagine the house beautiful. Beautiful. You see the pictures on the video? Wow. And then showings. Roaches everywhere. Roaches everywhere. Roaches everywhere. Roaches everywhere. Roaches everywhere. The reality is that also kills price. The dirty, cluttered, painted horribly, purple doors, purple walls. That also doesn't sell homes. It could be $1 million home painted in purple. Is not going to sell for $1 million. I didn't sell it. I actually told them, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. And then they told me that I was a drug addict, which I'm not. This is how stupid this person was. This is some rich guy that thinks, if it's not his way, whatever. But this guy in Dr. Phillips, I went over there and his kids were living there. He lives in Tennessee, millionaire. His kids, 17, 16, 18-year-old, like 4 boys living in the house. There was trash everywhere. There was beer cans everywhere. There was food everywhere. There was shrimp on the stairs. Shrimp, eating shrimp. And they just throw it there. There was $1 million house. And I said to him, the only way I could sell this for $1 million is Turnberry Woods. That was the name of the neighborhood. Is you got to do this, 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 you got to do this. And he said, what are you, a drug addict? I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, if you don't, your house is only worth 700,000, 750,000. Because if I can only use comps that are the house looks good or the house looks bad. And your house looks bad. It had a tarp on the roof. It had your house is worth $1 million if you work on it, if you paint it, if you clean it, if you fix the roof, it's not worth $1 million just because. There's condition matters. So yeah, condition matters. It's safe, and then create report. And when you create report, there's 74 pages. You don't want it to be 74 pages, right? Okay, then take a screenshot of that. These are the only ones that you should be selecting. All the other ones should not be selected.
Yeah, definitely that.
I don't see you guys taking pictures of it.
I got pictures.
Like I don't want you to call me, Ariel, how do you do this? When I'm telling you right now to take pictures of it. like, come on, guys. Okay?
Pictures and then put in your notes under CMA.
You could customize.
You could put a picture on your notes. Did you hear that? Did you know that? You could put your pictures on your notes. All right, now you know. You could put your pictures on your notes, and you could put CMA report, check mark, blah, blah, blah. Down here, those are the only 2 that should be check mark. Okay, and down here, those are the only ones that should be check marked. Now, for those of you who are doing it right now, if you delete your cookies on your laptop, what you just did is going to go away. So take pictures. Because every now and then you're going to delete cookies on your computer. Once you do that, then whatever you did goes away, including passwords and all that, as you know. Okay. And then once you're done with that, you're gonna hit run report. Obviously, your profile needs to look good because that's gonna be on the report and all that. You could work on that as homework. And you click on run report. And when you click on run report, in about 2 minutes, the report's gonna show up. And that's the CMA that you take with you when you're meeting a seller, along with a seller net sheet. Take notes. A seller net sheet, along with the listing documents, because you're not leaving that house. This is what it looks like, by the way, without consulting with. Oh, by the way, I know how to take this out, and I do recommend it, because look how off we were. So, or not we were, but the system is, and that is right here. Suppress, run report, because otherwise it's going to show estimated value when in fact it was completely wrong. Suppress right here. Suppress. And then run the report again. And that would take away what a computer is saying that the value of the house is, which is not today's market. Now you see why it's wrong. It probably used homes that were younger. It probably used, because there's a lot of brand new homes in Deltona right now. So it probably used homes from 2024, 2022, probably use homes that were 4 bedrooms, probably use homes that, so the reality is what we used is accurate. Okay. And this is why I sell homes quickly, guys. I know how to price homes. That's the reason why I sell homes quickly. My average days on the market is 35 days for all my listings. Even in this market, it's still 35 days. It used to be 27. It has increased a little bit. So it's important that you price accordingly. It's not just, and you can't say that I underprice, because look, 229 per square feet, 225 per square feet. Where am I? So when I'm sitting with that seller, I'm saying, yeah, this one sold for 317, this one sold for 345, but this one had a pool. This one is also bigger. This one's also bigger, right? So even with all of that, I'm at 230. Ariel, but they don't look good. They're like, well, they do. They're renovated like yours. They're beautiful. Can we go at 310, Ariel? Let's do it. 315, let's do it. As long as it's below this number here. My closest comp. By the way, increments of 5. I'm going to tell you right now, you're not selling a pair of shoes. This 299 crap that people do, that doesn't sell homes. You don't put the home at 299. You know why? Because if I have a buyer looking up to 400, guess what? Guess how I'm going to do the search. This is me. Not me, but the typical agent. They go in here, right? And they go, oh, my client qualifies for 400, but I don't want to send them properties that are in bad shape. So I'm just going to send them minimum 300 to 400. Are they going to see your 299? Nope. No. That's why you don't do 299. And Vanessa's like, oh, exactly. If I go to realtor.com or Zillow, does it give me the option of 299? No. It gives me the option of 5,000 increments or 1,000 increments. Guys, you're not selling a pair of shoes. When you are pricing a home, it should be a fixed amount of increments of 5. Either you're going to sell this house for 295 or 300 or 305 or 310. Not 309, 900. Not 309, 900. Okay? That doesn't sell homes. And that is, every top producer in the market would tell you this secret, what I just told you. 50% of people do the 999, the other 50% do not do the 999. Guess who sells faster? It's common sense. When you're in the market, you go to Zillow, you go to Realtor.com, you tell your agent to set you up on the MLS. No agent goes in here and goes, I'm going to put a minimum of 299. No agent thinks like that. Guess who should be thinking like that moving forward? when you're helping a buyer. Guess what you're going to put here? $299. When you're helping a buyer, because there's going to be agents that don't. I'm going to give you an example. Deltona. How many homes down here? 201, right? 201 matches, right? Watch this. 193. 12 homes that my client is not going to see. Or no, more than 12. 11, 17, 18 homes. You see my point? When you are pricing a home as a seller, it should be increments of 5. When you are helping a buyer, make sure you do the 299 here because your buyer is not going to see the other 18 homes of agents that don't get this training. Okay? In fact, I would even go 405 because there's also going to be agents that are going to list at 401, 100, 402. And you don't want your buyer not to see that home. How many? 3 homes, 3 more homes, right? Was it 201? Or I don't remember. Another 4 homes there. Okay. So when you're helping a buyer, make sure here, when you're putting it here, look how many times I do it, guys. Look at that. Look at that, guys. I'm not BSing you. Look at that. Those are my searches from the past. You saw that? Look at that. 74. 398. Because, by the way, I would even put 298 instead of 299. Because I don't want my buyer calling me, I found this one on Zillow and you didn't send it to me. Be Zillow. 298 to 405. 204 matches. How much was it before? Without the 201. There you go. So nobody put it at 298, 7777. You remember that? Those days? I used to do that. 7777 because God's number. And then I did realize, oh my God, I'm doing a disservice to my seller. You know, I'm doing a disservice to my sellers. Like there's a bunch of people that are not seeing this home. I just proved it to you, right? All right. Last but not least, we're going to do one more. This one's going to be flash because then we have to end. What is the address?
My address is 11024 Wind Chime together.
Claremont, Florida?
Yep.
All right. Look at the confidence. 2.
This is gonna be hard.
This one's going to be hard. That's why he's giving it to me. Because he's like, I can't price it, so I'm just going to have Ariel do it. The confidence on the price. So this system gives you an approximate price. And it's saying 480. It already determined that this home is in bad shape. Is it in bad shape?
No, actually good.
Oh, okay. Because AVM usually is after repair value. So that's unusual.
Well, we bought it a while back.
The other one was telling me, if you remember, the other one was RVM rather than AVM. But anyways, it's saying that it's 480, but the confidence level is horrendous. Usually when you see that is because it's hard to find comps. Right? Rafael's like, yes, we're going to do it here. Put the hard one right before lunch. All right. Well, let's do it. Oh, is this not plugged?
Yeah,
Oh, it was unplugged here.
024.
All right, here we go. 11024 wind chime circle. For those of you who came late, this is your opportunity to do it. And then we'll be done we have lunch in the kitchen. Make sure you guys eat some lunch. Please, if you're not going to eat it, take it home. Bring it to your kids. All right. You want to sit next to him over there? Sit next to him over there. This way you guys don't interrupt. All right, I'm going to copy the address. I'm gonna copy the address and I'm gonna go search residential quick. And as I mentioned, we have 3 columns here. It's the way I like to teach it. Left column, middle column, right column. Okay. We're gonna go active, pending, sold. I don't touch the days yet. I got a feeling this one we are gonna touch the amount of days. Okay. Okay, active, pending, sold. Next thing is single. Is that a single family? I can't even see from that picture. Okay, that's they're like it's hidden in there in the bushes. All right, so it's a single family. Single family. Okay, I'm done with my left column. Active, pending, sold, single family. Middle column is the location of the home. We're gonna start at 0.5 from the subject, from the address. 0.5 from 11024 Wind Chime Circle, Florida.
One last question, Ariel. Do you recommend looking up the property on county property appraisal website?
Yeah.
Like stuff like that, just to confirm facts and stuff like that?
I mean, it's this system gives me a lot of information. What facts are you looking for?
Well, I mean, just make sure that you're looking at the right home because the homeowner's information is
It's right here. So Jeremy Carter and Stephanie Carter, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,506 square feet, 0.42 acres. So it's almost a half acre. 1998, 2-car garage. I have a lot here. Even the taxes are here. If I scroll the way down.
So, you know, the flooring, we added a bathroom.
A new bathroom?
Well, it was a half bathroom.
So he made it into a full permit?
I don't think so.
Okay.
What do you say permit? Like, what is that?
Like the county permit. Asking permission from the county.
Only, like the permit, you can put it here.
I mean, it's technically still a half a bath. I mean, even if you put a shower on it, you didn't get permission. Anything plumbing or electrical is an issue. It's better to put you put a bedroom, but you don't touch electrical. It could probably fly. But if the buyer finds out it's unpermitted, it may be an issue.
Got one like that, not from myself, like he already had it, and they sold it to him like in 3 bedrooms and everything. That was an MLS.
I've sold homes with unpermitted stuff and it sells, but if the county finds out, you got to tear it down. Oh, that's where you were going with it? You have to pay $20,000 to. If the county finds out, you have to tear it down, pull the permit, then do it again. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know why people do that. It's easy to pull a permit. It's not expensive. People assume it's it's just a hassle. But I mean, I pull permits, $140. You could do owner permits. You don't have to get a vendor to do a permit. You could do owner permit. You could say you're going to do the job. The county doesn't know whether you hire Joe from the corner. I'm going to do the job. It's called an owner's permit. I'm going to put the wall up. I'm going to do this. Now they're going to show up and they're going to check that you did the electrical good and the plumbing good, even if you did it yourself. But pull the permit. Like, I don't understand why people don't do that. I put a brand new AC and I pull the permit. People do ACs, no permit. Like, why? $138. How much it cost me.
All right.
Okay.
138.
In Orange County. That's how much I paid. $138. It wasn't that. I don't know. That I don't know. Like how long it takes to work. As long as you want. Oh, I did it online. It took me like a week and a half. I mean, it depends on what you're doing. If you're doing if you're building is a structural building attached to the property and it's exterior, that they may need drawings from an architect, blah, 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 blah. It depends on what you're doing. If it's like I'm making a half bath to a full bath, that shouldn't take that long. And it all depends on where, I mean, during COVID, it took forever, right? During a hurricane, I'm sure it takes forever. After a hurricane, it depends on the situation, really, and the county and all that. All right, active pending sold, single family, and 0.5 miles. So far, 27 matches, and I haven't touched the third column, okay? If you don't have 27 matches up to this point, you did something wrong. So we have 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,506 square feet, pretty large home for 3.2 actually. It doesn't show a half bath here. So it's 3.2. Or is there 3.3? So he did a half bath.
No, it's yeah, I guess so.
So he did a half bath, not a 19, and it's not permitted?
So no.
Okay, so I'm not touching it. If it was permitted, then I would put here 1 partial bath, half bath, you know, and then safe, but I'm not gonna do it.
Where do I get that thing?
You have to go to the
Matrix?
yeah, go not home. You can open up in a home in a different screen.
Okay.
All right. Well, he's catching her up. I'm going to do the criteria. We have 1998. I said 10 years below, 10 years above, right? So we're going to go from 1988 to 2008. Okay. Again, if I put 10 years and I still have a lot of comps, then I may do 5 years. 5 years, right? The idea is to reduce the comps to the most close to mine, similar homes to mine. Okay. Right here, the square footage is 2,506. I told you guys that I will go 300 up, 300, right? Down. So we're going to go as far as square footage, 2,200 to 2,800. And I'm down to 7 matches now. Okay. I mean, this is not that hard. Yeah, okay. Okay, is the house renovated? No?
I mean, it's been.
Thought you said that you did.
About it.
Okay, I'm gonna take a look at online and see what pictures I can find from this home. So one of the things that I want to point out to you guys, it's hard to price a home without looking at it, right? So why don't you try to go look at it first? This is it?
Yes.
Okay, let's look at it. Doesn't look like this anymore? He cleaned it up outside?
Well, I didn't go there yet.
He just did the flooring. So the kitchens are probably like this. Probably the same.
I think he painted inside. He did the flooring.
Yeah, flooring is horrendous. That's probably why. I don't know why people do this. You see this right here? Why?
Oh, that's the way you do it.
Okay. So am I to assume that other than paint on the new floor, everything else is the same? Okay. Okay. All right, going back. Yeah, results. We have 7. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 sold and 3 active. Look at this, guys. This is the importance of staying in the neighborhood. Look at this. Can compare, right? Can compare, right? Or maybe, I don't know. What I can tell you is that this is in Crescent Bay, isn't it? And so is the $1 million house. That is smoking pot or what? It could be on the lake. It could be on the lake. All right. So let's start with the closest. I like to do that too sometimes. Whenever there is other neighborhoods, So you see how there's Crescent Bay, Preston Cove, Susan's Landing, right? I want to go to the Crescent Bay first. I want to see Crescent Bay first. So you're going to put it in the order of the subdivision. Not necessarily the mileage, because it looks like our home is close to, if I go by mileage, look, my distance, Preston Cove is literally right next to my house, wall by wall, it looks like. So instead of that, I'm going to go with Crescent Bay, and I'm going to start there. There's only one sold comp in Crescent Bay. Then we have the crazy guy selling at 1.1 million, and everybody else is less, 650, 550. Let's start with the 1 million. Hey, what the heck? Let's do it. House is 4.3 from 1995 with a pool. All right. Let's see why it's worth so much money. Ah, it's on the lake. That's why. Ooh, RV garage. RV garage, boat touch. Ah. Okay, this is not a comp. Are you following me? It doesn't matter if it's in the neighborhood. If yours is not on the lake, has a boat dock, has an RV garage.
No, but we have one. We have a ramp right there. How come I can't use that?
A ramp? A public ramp? No, of course not. Can you go to the backyard and see the water? No, you cannot, Mr. Seller. So this is not a comp. Yeah, it's still overpriced. I don't care the view, this, that.
This would be like your guy from Tennessee.
Yeah, this.
He has $1 million home, but you gotta make it $1 million home.
Yeah, you saw that, right? Yeah. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. But it's priced too aggressively. I mean,
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. Julie, Dan Haggard.
yeah, no, this is
He's definitely smoking a lot.
not only is this not a comp, this is
For sure.
listen, the inside of the home is comparable. It's outdated just like ours. Okay? But it doesn't matter. This is on the water. Is this a chain of lakes?
Yeah.
It is? It connects to other lakes? I don't think so.
Sorry, that was Chris.
Actually, it does. Right here, right there.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Zoom in.
It goes to Lake Minnehaha.
Oh, you're right. It does.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
So
that's where the value is. Yeah, this is like easily, because it's a chain of lake, 250 adjustment. It goes from here to Lake Minnehaha to Lake Mineola. Yeah, that's the value. Now 1.1, but there's value. Okay. Let's go to the next comp in Crescent Bay. So it looks like it's this one here. Yours doesn't have a pool, right?
It's 2 stories though.
It doesn't matter. This is fully renovated though. This is fully renovated. It's gonna be hard to price. I can see why you gave me this. This is fully renovated.
Yeah.
This is actually nicer. This one on the water is worth 1.1.
But I was just pricing his house because we don't know. We're just gonna throw anything out there.
Yeah, don't take the 1.1 and the 500 and divide it by 2 and like your house is worth 750. Like that's not how it works. Let's look at the real comp. Why do I call it the real comp? It's in Crescent Bay. It's sold. Because I could put my house for $1 million. It's not gonna sell. Yeah, that is great.
Even so.
Pool. Okay. Got to do an adjustment on the pool. Oh, this is a nice door. Yeah. Actually, honestly,
Is it a comp, really?
it's a comp. It's a comp. It's a comp. It's just the door. I mean, the kitchen is outdated. This is 30-inch cabinets. There's no, I mean, this is just Formica. I'm not saying it's bad, guys. For those of you with Formica, I'm just saying it's a comp. I mean, yeah, the other ones look horrible, but it also have horrible pictures. Am I right? If we look at the past here, those are horrible
It
pictures.
doesn't look like that. No more.
It's gonna look nice. Let's just assume that it's nicer based on the guy that hasn't seen the home.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a what? Oh, nasty divorce. Nasty divorce. Yeah, got it. Lowered it. You already got a price in mind?
Oh,
okay. Okay. All right, so this is a comp. I would use that as a comp. Usually when I start choosing them, I kind of highlight them, right? And then now we're gonna go outside of the neighborhood, which I hate to do, but we have no choice. I can tell you this: Oak Haven States is a different type of neighborhood. It's nicer. Am I right or not? Oak Haven States. So I don't know if I want to use this either. This one has an acre, and let's see it, but I don't think I will use it. And you got to get to know your neighborhood. Oh, this is on the water. This is on the water. It's outdated. Man, what is going on with Claremont updating their homes?
You know where this is at, right? It's close to Lakeshore.
Guys, 1 second. This is AT&T for the office. Hello. Hi, how are you? Excellent.
Different colors, wallpaper.
Yes, I'm in the middle of a meeting, but I know it's AT&T calling, right? So I wanted to answer right away. Go ahead.
Furniture.
This Saturday? Okay.
Sir, it's
All right.
available. If
Yeah.
you're available for the install.
Yeah, I mean, we usually close, but I'll make it happen. What time?
Okay. Well, what time do you want us out there?
Does 11:30 work for you guys?
I will work with the technicians, try to get someone out there at 11:30. If they can't make it, they'll surely call you, but they'll try their best to get there by 11:30.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Would you
Ariel.
be calling me back to confirm or?
Yes, the technician will call you.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. Very
Yes,
good.
sir.
Thank
All right,
you.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, your office will be ready. So, no pressure. Yeah, this home right here,
It's sold.
yeah, it's on the water. I don't think this is a comparable. Not only is it on the water, this Oak Haven States it's more luxurious than Crescent Bay, the community, and this is clearly similar to the other one. So let's move on.
Price pretty good though.
Yeah,
For being on
well, it's sold. It's sold, and when you price it right, it sells.
1 day on the market.
1 day on the market. So that's the other one should be less than $1 million.
100%.
I don't know how much.
850 to 900.
Yeah, I think it should be probably there, but I haven't looked at the comps, right? Not for that one, anyways. Preston Cove. You're a little bit more of an expert than I am in that area. As far as the neighborhood goes,
I would say it's comparable.
comparable to Crescent Bay. Okay, perfect.
This is not.
Why? Oh, yeah. This is not a yeah.
Puerto Rican hit.
Cuban or Puerto Rican? I'm Cuban, so I can say that. This is very Caribbean. Very Caribbean, Miami vibes.
It came from Miami for sure.
Very, California style. It's shining. Oh, it's beautiful. Just glossy. My goodness, my mom will love this house. But all the cleaning she has to do in this house is just insane. You walk and there's already smudge on the floors. Yeah, this is not a comp for obvious reasons. Yours doesn't look like this.
No.
Mr. Seller.
5 days on the market.
Let's go look at this one. Oh, this is a beautiful picture. We were trying to feature that there's a fire hydrant. There's a fire hydrant on the corner in case there's a fire. That's funny.
You think that one was underpriced?
Which one?
One before you.
Well, what is the market telling us? Let's see. It sold in 5 days. I don't think so. Yeah, that's quick. That's quick. So it was priced well. Underpriced? No. I don't know. I'm not looking at the comps for that one. This one I think we could use. We could use this one. Again, look at this, guys. This is cluttered. That's it. This is just cluttered. If I take all that clutter out, this house would probably sell more. It's just cluttered. But
69 days on the market, I think that's kind of actually justifiable for what the clutter is and all that stuff.
it's justifiable for the clutter. Also, for my car, the flooring is, look at this floor.
Yeah.
Look at that. And every single space has a different floor. This one has a floor. This one has this floor. This one has this floor. This one has this floor. Pass the microphone down to John. Yes, sir.
Would be the land, affect the price of the property, even if it's similar comparable?
So the land, I try to find properties that are also have the same amount of land or very close to it. I would say if the difference is 2,000 to 3,000 square feet, the land is not a big deal. It would have to be like this one's 1 acre and this one's a quarter of an acre. This one's 1 acre and this one's a half acre. I may do an adjustment then. If this one's a half acre, 0.50, and this one's 0.34, I don't do adjustments.
7,500 and 11 or 12.
It's too small. Too small. I wouldn't do adjustments.
To make an adjustment here.
Too small to make an adjustment. Is the appraiser going to do an adjustment? Probably, but it's going to be like $1,000, $1,500. It won't be a determining factor on your price. Let's say you get 324, you're going to do increments of 5 anyways, 325, probably even 330. So at the end of the day, you're going to price it accordingly. It will have to be significant. Like that one that I saw that was 0.92 when mine is not. I may have to do an adjustment if we were to choose it, but we didn't because that's not the only issue on that house. So it has to be significant. The other thing is be careful with descriptions. Like this one, as you can see, is not on the water, but then on the description says that it is, and it's talking about the neighborhood. So you got to be careful with stuff like that, right? Like it says water extras, boat ramp private. There's no boat ramp that's private. There's no boat ramp. There may be a boat ramp in the neighborhood, but it's not private to the home.
Maybe they mean private for the community.
Right, but that will go where? On HOA section. This is not on HOA section. This is talking about. So this is more down here. See? Boat ramp right here. Community boat ramp. That's where it goes. So just make sure you look at the pictures. Again, these homes, when they sell, the pictures are going to go away for the public, but you could see it on the MLS. That's why now you become the expert. A lot better than the public. Okay, that's a comp. Let's look at the last one. Susan's Landing, comparable? Crescent Bay?
Yeah, I would say.
It's 0.34 square feet as well. So this is nice. Circular driveway.
He's got circular driveway too.
Oh, good. Circular or
Circular.
half moon?
Like the.
No, it's half moon from what I saw.
What do you mean a half moon? I mean, that's a half moon technically, right?
No, this is not circular.
Yeah, it is.
Can I exit through here? Oh my God, it's like the bushes are just. Wow. Yeah. You think so? The flooring. The kitchen is nicer.
For those instances, for those.
But honestly, it's 30-inch cabinets, just like ours. They don't look like they're very luxurious either. I would say this is a comparable. Remember, color is color. No one's gonna say, only builders do that, by the way. When you go to a builder, they're like, if you want white cabinets, it's $2,500 more. An appraiser? Never. I've never seen an appraiser put on the appraisal $2,500 because it's white. It's a preference in color. I have seen luxurious cabinets with the color of this floor. Luxurious, like freaking expensive cabinets. So it doesn't really matter the color. What were you saying, Rafael?
No, so this one being active.
Is this active?
Yeah, there's that. Still use as a comp.
I have, let's see how many I got. I got 2 sold, 1 active. I'm
Look at the price difference from 485 to 599.
I know, in the same neighborhood too.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah, it's overpriced. That home, this one's overpriced, the last one. Just based on comps. I mean, this is the same neighborhood. And this 212 square feet, this one's 239. Do they both have pool? The bottom one has pool though. So if I were to throw in an additional 25, 30,000 on top of the 485, we're at 510, 505, still overpriced. So this might be overpriced. How long has it been sitting? 41 days, yeah. And what did I say? If in the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it's not gone. Price, location, marketing, condition. Condition is good. Location is good. Am I right? Is condition good of this home? Is location good? It's in Claremont. It's not in, I don't want to say, it's not in a bad area. Okay. Right? It's also not in the boonies in the middle of, is the marketing good?
The pictures are trash.
They're so
You guys
small.
selling us on every single
But
one.
at least I got a feeling they just used the previous listing agent's pictures, which is bad too. Let's see. And
Oh, no.
let's see. No.
Oh, those are pictures from the camera.
Yeah, that's horrible pictures. Anyways, I would say marketing and price is bad. Now, what did I say? I have two, right? Let's go with the 2. 2 sold. We'll be done right after this. All right. Now we go back over here. What's the first thing we do?
CMA.
Okay. I'm losing some of you guys. Everybody get up. Get up. Let's do a breathing exercise. Let's go. Lee, get up. All right, let's go. Let's finish this up. Okay, what is the next thing I have to do? Okay. CMA is going to say comparative analysis, and it's going to say sales comparison analysis. You're going to choose sales comparison analysis. Next thing you got to do is follow the blue button. Confirm facts. And I'm going to confirm. Down here. Find comps. I'm going to put add a known property because I already found my comps on the MLS. And the way I do that is I go to the comp, copy the MLS, paste. It wasn't as bad as I thought, bro. Was it?
Terrible.
Yeah.
When I'm talking it over with someone else, it gives me a lot of clarity.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next one. Copy and paste. So I mentioned I use the MLS IDs to do that.
Having you have more than, I don't know, 5 comparable.
Use the closest ones. The question is, use the in the neighborhood. If you have in the neighborhood, use the neighborhood. So Crescent Bay.
And then the closest one.
And then the closest ones to the property. And not only closest in distance, but closest in condition, closest in square footage. Remember, the idea is to do the less adjustments possible.
Okay.
So if I have one that's 2,000 square feet and mine is 1,800 and I have another one that's 1,800, I usually use the 1,800 one. I remove the 2,000. Okay. Update valuation and close. The idea is the less adjustments, the more accurate your price. The less adjustments, the more accurate your price.
Well, the question is in condominium because sometimes in the condominium you have.
Okay, condominiums. Good question. What about condos? Condos is how high they are. Are they the top floor or are they the second floor? Are they that? You have to do adjustments. Are they facing the water? Are they facing the side? Are they facing north, south, west, east? That's where the adjustments is. Because condos are usually all the same square footage. You know, you have like maybe two floor plans, 52 two bedrooms and 100 3 bedrooms on the condo. So square footage condition usually the same because the same builder built all of them. Like I'm looking at a condo in Daytona Beach, and it's like the ones on the water, they're like $100,000 more. But if it's on the water, but second floor is $50,000 less. If it's from the 10th floor up, is $50,000 more. So what you got to do is, you know, you want to be, if you're the second, you want to find in the second floor, in the third floor, maybe, you know, maybe the fourth, you want to be close to that one. Okay. And what are they looking at? You know? All right, let's go ahead and do the adjustments. As you can see, the acres, as John was saying, they're more or less the same. I'm not doing anything. I start with the pool, as usual. So I'm gonna do on that pool. Let's see what it looked like. I forgot.
It's still on that one, yeah.
I think it was similar to that other one that we saw. It wasn't really that fancy or anything. Yeah. It has water features though. It has this, not a spa. Yeah. So 25,000, negative 25,000. That's the highest that I.
What happened is the pool don't have the spring, it's 25, man,
No, I would do like maybe 15, 20 without the screen. So it's what I've seen is between 10 and 25. Every appraisal that I've seen ever is between 10 and 25. It doesn't matter how much they pay for the pool. I get sellers that tell me, oh, I pay like $150,000 for my pool. I paid $150,000 for my car and it's worth 20,000. It's just, it's not what you pay for. It's what it will appreciate for. It's going to depreciate a lot. You know, you could buy a $100,000 solar panel and pay it off, and it's still going to be only 25,000, by the way, as well. So negative 25,000 here. By the way, if the solar panels are not paid for, no adjustments. If the buyer is going to assume the loan of the solar panels, zero, no adjustments whatsoever. Okay.
You didn't tell me why we put minus.
Yeah, why would you put?
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So this is the comps, the comparables. These are the comparables. This is the subject. I'm making my comparables the same as my subject. Does my subject have a pool? No. So negative 25,000. If my subject has a pool, then I go plus 25,000. Because I'm putting a pool on my comparables. I'm taking a pool out, value-wise.
You don't do like bedrooms and bathrooms.
Microphone, how far it is from you?
John had it.
Yeah.
When you're doing adjustments, you don't do like, if it's additional bedrooms, bathrooms, you don't do that.
I don't double.
And the square footage.
Exactly. I don't double dip. You know, there's people that they do price per square feet, and square footage and also bedrooms. Then you're doing a disservice to your seller. Either you choose to do bedrooms adjustments or you choose to do square footage adjustments. And the easiest is the square footage. Because if you do, oh, this home is smaller, negative 15,000. Oh, and it also has and less bedrooms, negative, you know, or more bedrooms, negative another 5,000, then you're just doing a disservice to your. Either you stick to adjusting bathrooms, bedrooms, and that's too complicated. Just make it easy for yourself. All right, the next thing is square footage. We have 210 and 213. Pretty close, right? 212, you already did it?
It's 211.5. I just rounded up.
Okay, 212. All right, perfect. Let's now do the adjustments here.
So
okay, yeah.
These two right here, 210 per square foot, and then 213, right? That's a sold square foot price. So then because there's two comps, and then this is square footage per for the price per square foot, you just add them together and you divide them by 2 because one 2. You're trying to find out what is your average sold price per square feet in the neighborhood.
and the average sold price per square feet in the neighborhood is 211.50. You can round it off if you want. I don't think it hurts. 212. Okay. So basically 210 plus 213 equals 423 divided by 2 is 211.50. You can round it off. I do it too. I actually do round off. So 212. So now we're going to make this comes the same size as my subject in dollars. In dollars. So I'm going to take the first one, 2616 minus 2506 is 110 times 212. That is 23,320 that I'm subtracting because my comparable, it's smaller.
We have minus it because that one's bigger.
You can speak louder so they can hear you.
So the reason why we're minusing it once again on that certain comparable is because the subject property is smaller in square footage. So when you're doing a comparable market analysis, everything needs to line up with the subject property. Okay, so it needs to be the same square footage. You can't base it off a higher one and expect to find the average price. That's how you do it.
Okay. Okay.
You're making this home same size as this home in dollars. Now, these adjustments that you see here cannot be higher than 10% of this.
Can we do the math for that again, please?
So 2616 minus your subject, home, which is 2506.
The difference of how much?
110. And what is that? What is the price per square feet? Times 212 is minus 23,320. You got, I think Riley got this down pat. Did you? Okay. Now let's go to the next one. 2506 minus 2282 is 224 per square feet. This one's going to be a big number.
That's a big number.
Times
212.
212.
It still falls within that spectrum though.
It's still below. Wow. No. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Below the 10%. This is 47,488.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
But what Ariel was saying, guys, if that's over 480 or if it's 40.
Let's say it was 500. Let's say it was 50,000. The most I can do is 48,500. 10% of the price that it's sold for.
How many agents do you actually think know this role?
Well,
That
that's
can
what
be
we're
shared
bringing.
with you.
They don't.
The majority don't.
The
They
majority
just
don't.
adjust the heck out of these things.
Yeah, this would be like 147 sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, because they don't know any better. So I learned that years later, though. So I'm learning myself. Yeah. So the price of this home, as it is about 517 if I don't do anything else. Now, what did I say? Increments of what?
5,000.
Okay. Am I gonna put this home for 517? Guys, I'm not gonna put this home for 517. I'm either gonna put this home for 515 or 520 or 525 maybe. Okay. At this point, what I would do is I would look at the active ones, right? That's what I would do. I would look at the active ones, see what's in the market that's active, except for the $1 million one, right? And we got one for 599, 650. They're overpriced.
Yeah, that's gonna be a common objection though too with those sellers.
They're overpriced.
They look at what's active and it's like, oh, in my same neighborhood, I have $1 million home for sale.
Yeah, one is 41 days on the market, the one's 57. The other one just got listed. I called the agent, no one has called. That's you become the expert because you're gonna do the homework. I call the agent, not one single phone call, not one single showing. So you want me to be honest? What I would list it for? I think I will go 525.
Really?
Yeah. Because I think we're gonna be fine. I mean, the comps, number one, I will be the cheapest home in the neighborhood. still. Number two, one sold for 550 in the neighborhood. I think I can push price a little bit. Yeah, the one that sold for 550 is bigger square footage. It's bigger. That's why it's sold for 550, right?
You were sold for 525, you said.
I think you haven't seen it. So if I'm in the same boat as you are, because I haven't seen it either, you haven't seen it either. We're only basing it on he did the floor and painted. Okay. But you may get there, and believe it or not, decorations matter. You may get there and my home may actually surprise you. So, or not.
I agree with that.
So I would put it in range 515, 525, and until I see it, you could put, or you could just split the baby in the middle, put it at 520 and just go with that number. But I will go in like that and then bring two seller net sheets, one for 515, one for 525. On top of my CMA saying a range. And when I get there, if it surprises me, I don't even pull out the 515 seller net sheet. I pull out the 525 seller net sheet. If the home needs work, then I pull out the 515 and I say, this is where your price is at in the condition that is in with the purple walls. You know, and the clutter. I still tell them, you got to declutter. Can you paint it? And all that. Let's see if we have any questions on the chat. If not, we are good to go. Yeah, people are still there. People are still there. There's 11 of them. All right, guys, no questions. Can you show check boxes again? Great one. Let me show it right now. Let me show it right now. And if you live close by from the office, there's a lot of sandwiches here. So feel free to go. So the check boxes for the report. Go ahead and take pictures if you haven't. The first three check boxes should be checked.
Oh, you did? Oh, you put it for notes? Okay, I didn't know you were going to.
The two right here. And the 4 down here, or the 5 down here. Thank you, Lee. Right? All right, guys. That was class. Listen, if you're representing a buyer, what you do is this. And then you stop here. You don't have to do a full CMA. You could just choose those two, take the 210 plus the 212, divided by 2, and you already know what the average price per square feet it is. And then you tell your client, we should offer this much. So like, for example, I look at these two, right? And I take the 212, let's say it was 212. And I go to this one.
What do you make adjustments?
And I see this one is what? This one's what? Exactly. Is it overpriced? Okay. That's how I operate. That's how I recommend pricing. Right? Now, if this one's fully renovated and the other one is not, it's different, right? They have to be similar in condition. They have to be similar in condition.
I think it's better like to compare things with a sold house.
Yeah. Yeah. The question is as far as CMA, should you choose homes that were sold? Yes. You should choose at least 3 comps, and 2 should be sold. If you happen to only find 2, and the active and the pending ones are not comparables, which are not the ones you got the 1.1, you got the 650, you got on the water, both of them, then they're not comps. But if you found 2 sold, that's good enough. That's good enough. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye. I'm